Hello, race fans, and welcome once again to the Virginia iRacing League. It is season 4, round number 9. The unmuted Mufflers 175 coming to you live here on Rice Motorsports TV. I tell you, it's the penultimate round of the season. Only 2 races to go, and things are a little tight. You know, it seems like Andy Koslova kind of has a lock on it, but you know what they say. So many things can happen in a race, and it's not going to take much to tip the scales, but we'll see how things pan out here tonight. And let's go ahead and give a shout out to our broadcast sponsor, JS Designs, the official paint shop of Rice Motorsports TV. And boy, let me tell you, let's take a look at last week's results here at Langley Speedway. Now, Koslova, he came away with the win. Ron Walters right there behind him in that second position. And Ron, he's doing everything he can do now to try to catch Koslova, but I tell you, time is seriously running out for the number 99 driver there, and so much depends on what these guys are going to do, not just them, but also their teammates. So it really, it's going to really come down to a team effort for both Andy Koslova and Ron Walters. Now, let's go ahead and bring up the point standings. We'll see how close things are here. Koslova, he's 112 points ahead of Ron Walters. Okay, that looks good on paper there, you know. But if Andy has if he has a bad night, or his teammate has a bad night, or one or the other, or both of them, and vice versa for Ron Walters and his teammate, you know, this could bring things, it probably bring them down to right now, maybe, I don't know, 50-some points or something like that. And then in the final race, who knows what could happen. But Paul Bajanic, he's a little bit further back in that third spot. He's 150 points behind Ron Walters. And we went ahead on the league Facebook page. We went ahead and congratulated Paul Bajanic. It appears that'll be where he's going to end up. So we're going to congratulate him on third place. And but even as we do that, there's still a little bit of a unknown going on here. Now, Ron Walters, he's going to be here this week, and he thinks he's going to be here next week. It kind of depends on if he gets back in town in time. So that could play a huge part in not only whether he can challenge Andy Koslova for the championship, but whether or not he can stay ahead of Paul Bajanic. So if he shows up, it just kind of matters. It all comes down to whether or not Ron Walters can make it in here or not. So, well, I tell you, it's going to be interesting to see how things pan out. And we started the server a little late, so we're going to go ahead and roll that over to the qualifying. And let's go ahead and put the checkered flags out so we can get that going here. And then we'll lock in on some of our human drivers, all the AI drivers. They're going to go out and do their thing. And I don't exactly know who's going to start first, but we'll see. It could be Paul Smith. He's at the top of the queue here in our Discord. Sometimes they base it on how they go here, so we'll have to keep an eye out and see who's going to go out first. Everybody's on track, and let's see. I see Paul Smith. He's sitting on track on pit road, and he is going to be the first one out tonight. Okay, for the human drivers, the AI cars are already out there putting down their lap times. So we'll see what Paul is able to do out here tonight. Of course, this is and he slams on the brakes and he aborts the lap. Now, he hadn't started his lap yet, so he stopped in time to get going once again. Koslova, I think Koslova, he's just waiting there to get going, and so Paul Smith right now is the only one that's out. Let's see. all the other the AI cars have put their times down. Look like a 22.3 will be the lap time to beat. This is one of them places that kind of runs like Darlington. You have to run that up near the wall. It's tempting to go down low, but you still scrub off a little bit more speed. Fastest line is a little higher up, those higher grooves up there. Paul Smith coming around to complete his first hot lap. They do get 3 hot laps in this league. And right now he settles into P14 at 22.624 for Smith. And let's see what he gets on his next lap time. Does he improve? And yes, he does, up to P8, 22.412. Looking good. This will be his final hot lap here. I think Paul Bajanic's going to be the next one out the gate. As we see Paul Smith come around, finish his final qualifying lap, trying to improve on that P8 position. And let's see, does he? No, he's unable to improve, so he remains P8 at the moment. So here's Paul Bajanic in the number 3 In-N-Out Burger machine. Season 2 champion, starting his hot laps here. Lap number 1 here for Paul. I think Andy Koslova will be the next one out. He's queued up on pit road. Coming around now to finish that first hot lap. Now let's see what Paul gets here as he crosses the stripe. He will settle into the 11th position, 22.440 for the number 3. Coming around to complete hot lap number 2. Still trying to beat that the lap the time to beat now is 22.28. And did he improve on that lap time? Apparently not. Nope, 22.459. This is his last chance to try to move up a little higher in the order. I tell you, towards the end of the season here, these AI cars, nothing has changed with them, but they're just getting faster. And Paul Bajanic remains P11 at the moment. Sometimes they tend to be fast in qualifying, but the guys kind of get back at them once they get going in the race. So they're fast out there tonight. And there's I think it's 2 bonus points up for grabs for pole position. So either Koslova or Ron Walters would love to be able to get that. Andy Koslova on track right now, and Ron Walters waiting to go out after him. He'll be the last one to go out. Defending champion Andy Koslova trying to make it 2 in a row, and he P13 at the moment, 22.485 for Koslova, the first hot lap. Coming around, here's his second hot lap to see if he improves on his time, and he doesn't improve. He remains P13 at the moment. Let's see if he can have anything left in that 93 machine. Try to get one more position at least, to try to move up a few. Ron Walters queued up, ready to get going. Came down really low, almost got that yellow line, and finishes his qualifying, trying to move up the order, and he's unable to do so. He'll remain P13. Here comes Ron Walters, your runner-up at the moment, second in the standings. He's got everything to race for, both this week and next week. We'll also take a look at where their teammates ended up here as well. And from the looks of it, they're both high up in the order. Looks like both of them up in the top 5. That will definitely help these drivers tonight. First hot lap for Ron Walters. Did he get a time on the board? I don't see one coming on the screen. Did he touch the wall somewhere? If he touched the wall or something, then that lap would not count. So he must have touched the wall somewhere and eliminated that first hot lap. Here he comes around for hot lap number 2. Got to get a time on the board. He's P12. Boy, he's right there. Actually ahead of Kosolova right now, 22.458. His personal best. One final hot lap for the 99. Trying to move into that top 10. Closing out his qualifying. Let's see if he moves up the order. And he does not improve, so he will start P12. I tell you, man, that was a good effort by all the guys. So this will be interesting here to see how this works out. So we'll go ahead. What we'll do is we'll roll it over to the warm-up session, and then we'll take a moment to hear from our sponsors. So we got the checkered flag out, and we'll roll that over to the warm-up. And while that's going on, we'll go ahead, take a moment, hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back. And you're watching the Unmuted Mufflers 175 here on Rice Motorsports TV. Okay, folks, we're back here for the Unmuted Mufflers 175 here on Rice Motorsports TV. We're in the warm-up session, and in about another 30 seconds, we'll probably pause for our national anthem. As a matter of fact, I think we will we'll go ahead and do that right now, and then from there, we'll go ahead and roll on into the race. So let's pause a moment for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner
are back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. And just as the field comes around turn number 4, the sunshine peeks through, helping warm things here. Bill Elliott leads him down. Benny Parsons on the outside. The green flag flies, and the first Union 400 Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead, and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Oh, here we go. It's just about to go away. They bump coming out of turn 4. Earnhardt gets the lead. We had just heard from our spotters that Neil Martin. Is on his last lap. This will be his 24th career win. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro.
Okay, folks, here we are. Getting ready to get going here. Cars are gridding up on pit road. We'll be heading out. I think they're getting ready to roll up. There goes the pace car now, and they're taking on off. And as they get going, let's go ahead and take a look at that starting grid. And on the pole position, boy, how about this? Wow. Nigel Patterson, that's Paul Bajanic's teammate. He hasn't done that great this season. Puts it on the pole for tonight's race. Oh my goodness. Chris Page starting second with Jeff Rubin. Now Jeff Rubin, that's Andy Kosalova's teammate. He's starting third. Tony Gardner is fourth. That's Ron Walters' teammate. So the two guys that are vying for the championship, their teammates are right there on the second row. Clay Rice is fifth, Travis Sollenberger sixth, that's Harold Rothery's teammate. Seventh is Terrell Rice. Paul Smith starts eighth. David Carrillo is ninth. Ashton Rice rounds out the top 10. 11th position, we have Paul Bajanic and Ron Walters starting 12th. 13th is Kim Jager with Andy Kosalova 14th. 15th is Corey Thomas. 16th, Brian Rainville. 17th, Eric Howard and Hugh Tran 18th. 19th is Sarah Oliver and Chris Wiedner. Rounding out the field in the 20th position. But here we go, folks. Pace car coming down on pit road. They got the green flag, and we're racing here at IRP.
Green flag, green flag.
Lap 1 of 175, and man, they're up there tight together. Nigel Patterson getting that pole position. Man, it's so odd to see him up there. Paul Bajanic probably can't believe it. And look at these teammates. They're all nose to tail up there. There's Jeff Rubin down on the inside. Nigel Patterson, he is going to hold on to that lead. I see Tony Gardner. That's Ron Walters' teammate. He is slightly ahead of the number 7. Well, I tell you, this could be a battle of the teammates for the championship contenders. Tony Gardner in the 30 machine, the number 7 there, Jeff Rubin, he's getting a nose ahead as they come out of turn 4. And don't look now, but here comes, I see Paul Bajanic back there trying to sneak down on the inside, see if he can get up there in the top 5. He's currently P6, make it P5 as he's racing down the backstretch, trying to get past Clay Rice, taking a very low line, trying to see if he can sneak through there quickly. And almost challenging Tony Gardner for that 4th position. But right now, Paul Bajanic doing very well. And let's look back down the order. So let's see where the other guys are. Paul Smith, he's currently in that 11th position. A couple of cars back is Ron Walters. And behind him is Andy Kosalova. So the two championship contestants right here. And boy, I tell you, I would have not expected to see this. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that the two of these guys are so close together, but then to have their teammates right close to each other. Oh, I see Jeff Rubin. He's now in that third spot. Tony Gardner has dropped back a little bit. You see Paul Bajanic in that second position. He is running 1-2 with his teammate Nigel Patterson. Paul Bajanic's probably thinking, man, why couldn't we have done this all season long? This is the perfect scenario for Paul Bajanic if it was the season starting off and they're running like this, but he gets ahead of his teammate, and they are running 1-2 as we start lap 7. Jeff Rubin, Andy Costalova's teammate, is right in that third position, chasing the number 3, Paul Bajanic. Now, Paul, he doesn't have any chance of winning the championship. He's locked up to at least the third position, but oh boy, look at Jeff Rubin now. Oh, Bajanic trying to fight him off, and he will hold him off at least for now. Jeff Rubin trying to get past. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong car. That's not Paul Bajanic. That's Nigel Patterson. Paul Bajanic is up here. He's gotten in the league and just in the lead and just took off. Jeff Rubin does get past Paul Bajanic's teammate. How about Paul Smith down on the inside? Taking a look down on the inside of Nigel Patterson. So great to see Paul running up the front here. He has really paid his dues in this league. Had a lot of bad luck, and I tell you, he is in several races this season. I tell you, Paul has just been on fire. He's come close to winning a race, and right now comfortably in the top 5, battling, trying to get that second position from the number 7, Andy Costalova. He's ahead by about half a car length there. A little bit further back, there's Tony Gardner. That's Ron Walters' teammate. Now he's trying to hold on to that 5th position. Further back, let's see, there's Andy Costalova. And he's back and forth with Clay Rice, battling for that 8th spot. Currently 9th at the moment. Right behind them is the 99 of Ron Walters. And it is a long race to go. We're only on lap 11 of 175. They do have 2 extra sets of tires. So they'll just see how things work out here. And we got an early pit there. David Carrillo down on pit road. Pitting on lap 12. Boy, that is super early to be pitting. And oh man, does he have some damage there? It looks like he may have some damage. Let's jump there with Carrillo. Yeah, that right front tire. Maybe, I don't know if that was just a camber or what, but it looked like that thing was really, it might have just been the camber. But, so he'll lose a few laps. As you see your leaders, Carrillo's already on his way back out. Andy Costalova doing what he does best. He's making his way up the field. Currently in that 5th position. And let's see, he has moved up 9 spots since the start of the race. Boy, that's pretty good. I mean, is it really any surprise? I mean, seriously, is it really any surprise? I mean, you see why he's the championship leader at the moment, and probably like very close to wrapping this thing up. But hey, you got to give credit where credit is due, and he's managing to stay ahead of Travis Sollenberger there. So he's really doing good here. He's solidly in that 4th position. And let's take a look back up at the front there. Paul Bajanic, nice gap. Paul Smith, it's the battle of the Pauls. He's about a second behind Paul Bajanic. Not bad. I think that's David Carella behind him. He's not on the lead lap. He's in last place 2 laps down. Good to see Paul Smith running. Might be gunning for another podium here. And now this is a scenario. This could pretty much lock it up here. Andy Kosalova is coming up right behind his teammate Jeff Rubin. There's Kosalova right there, making the move on his teammate, trying to anyway, and Kosalova's not going to fight him too much. He definitely doesn't want to cause him problem because he's really helping him right now with the bonus point that he will earn from wherever that number 7 car finishes in the race. Kosalova, and Andy, you know he's going to go for that win. He absolutely has to, you know. But right now he's having a little bit of a problem getting past his teammate. Now he kind of settles in behind him for a little while. It's okay, I'll just run along and try that inside line. That didn't seem to work. Cool those tires a little bit. Running in the 4th position, up 10 spots from where he started the race. Not too bad for Andy Kosalova. Where's Ron Walters at? He's not too far behind. He's in that 8th spot. And his teammate, Tony Gardner, is in the 6th position. So he's not too far. He's a couple of cars from Jeff Rubin. Ron Walters just got past Nigel Patterson. Patterson now starting to fade just a little bit. That's Paul Bajanic's teammate, the 31 car. So Walters is in that 7th position, trying not to let Kosalova, you see Kosalova up there ahead, that dark car up there, that's Andy Kosalova, not trying to let him get too far away. And that's Ron Walters' teammate directly in front of him, the 30 there of Tony Gardner. That's good for him, but boy, Andy Kosalova's teammate Jeff Rubens is right behind him. So I mean, I had looked at some scenarios, and you know, one of the, I guess you could say for Ron Walters, I guess you could say it's a worst case scenario where, say if he won the race and got the fastest lap and bonus points for no incident points, and his teammate came in 2nd and got whatever bonus points that he can get, and then say Andy Kosalova and his teammate finished right behind them. In that particular scenario, Walters would be somewhere like 58 points or something like that. Is the 58? Yeah, like 58 points or something like that behind Kosalova. But right now, he's in the wrong position because Kosalova and his teammate are actually, there's one car between these teammates, you know, the pair of teammates. Kosalova and Rubin are running 3rd, 4th. Walters and Gardner are running 6th and 7th. Travis Sollenberger, he's right there in the middle. And boy, he's challenging that 7th for a position, or at least he's trying to anyway. And Paul Smith has taken the lead. He has gotten past Paul Bajanic. And let me see here. Let me go back and see if I can find where he, let's go back and take a quick look at that so we can see where Paul made the pass here. Here they are going down the backstretch, and Paul Bajanic trying that low line, but it wasn't enough. And Paul Smith just had just enough of angle there to go ahead and make that pass work and take it back live. So Paul Smith, now he's leading by about a second. Paul Bajanic was a second ahead. Now he falls back to the 2nd position. Andy Kosalova is starting to close in. He's in that 3rd spot. He's about 1.5 seconds. Well, let's see. David Carella was between him and Paul Bajanic. That's a lap car. So he still has a little ways to go to catch Paul Bajanic. Almost about 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds before he can catch the number 3. And his teammate Jeff Rubin right there behind him, right where Andy probably wants him. A couple more cars back. There's Tony Gardner and his teammate Ron Walters. They're running 6th and 7th respectively. Nigel Patterson, Paul Bajanic's teammate. Now, Paul, like I said earlier in the pre-race show, if for some reason Ron Walters cannot make the final race of the season, that's still going to bust it wide open for Paul Bajanic. He's already locked up third place, regardless of what else happens. Even if he doesn't get a chance to move up any further, he's already got that locked down. But just the simple fact that him and his teammate will be here, and if Ron Walters doesn't show up, then it'll basically be 2-on-1, and it's just simple math at that point. But he can't fall any further behind. He's already 150 points behind. Now, he's doing good right now in that second position. Ron Walters down in the 7th position. And hold on a second. Let's see. We look at the point spread here now. Ron, he's in 7th on the right side of the screen there. That's 146 points. And Paul Bajanic's in 2nd. That's 170 points. So that's a nice little jump right there. Just those two drivers. And then you look at where their teammates are right now. Paul Bajanic, where is his teammate? Nigel Patterson, he's in the 9th position, so that's 138 points. But Ron Walters' teammate, Tony Gardner, he's in that 6th position, so that's 150 points. So you see how these points kind of just jump around, and it can really, you never know till the race is over and you crunch the numbers and see who's where. And but it's really something. 2.4 seconds, the gap between Paul Smith and second place Paul Bajanic on 35 laps in of 175. Andy Kosalova's trying to get closer to Paul Bajanic. Still has David Carrillo that he'll have to deal with if he can get up there and catch the number 3 driver. Right now he's in a podium position already, just trying to get up one more step. I'm interested to see how far they can push these tires. Now they do have two extra sets of tires actually. Matter of fact, I'm not sure if I even did that part in the pre-race show. But let's take a quick look at the race info here, and it's 67-degree air temperature. Winds are a little gusty at 12 miles an hour. Track temperature 80 degrees. And of course, they run the league standard 40% fuel. They have 3 sets of tires, the set that they started with, plus 2 additional sets of tires. They have a 20 incident point limit until they have to do a drive-through penalty. 3 green light checker attempts with 175 laps here at this 0.67 mile facility. And I just see Paul Bajanic. Oh my goodness. Paul Bajanic got loose, and he's down to 4th. He was able to recover, no caution. We stayed green, but oh my goodness, he lost it. Let's see if we can go back and see if we can catch what happened to Paul there. Let's run it back here just a little bit here. And he might have had some contact with somebody. Let's see, Paul Bajanic, and that's David Carrillo. Now that's a lap car. Oh, the lap car got into the 3. Oh my goodness. That lap car, you know what? That lap car, we're going to move him out of the way, because he totally, let's take it back live here. He totally got into Paul Smith. So Andy Kosalova now in the 2nd position. Where is David Carrillo? David Carrillo is right in the front. But we're gonna have to give him a drive-through or something, because that's not cool. That's not cool at all for the 36 there, David Carrillo. And let's see. So we'll get him. He'll be down on pit road here shortly. Hopefully that will get him out of the rotation. I see I see Nigel Patterson down on pit road, green flag pit stop for the number 31. As he makes his way down the pit road, more cars coming in as well. I see Clay Rice making his way down on the pit road. Ashton Rice coming in right behind him. Let's see, Chris Wiedner, he's making his way in. Patterson on his way out now. David Carrillo coming in down on pit road. And while all that's going on, Ron Walters now, all those cars pitting, that moves him up to the 5th position, right behind his teammate, Tony Gardner, who's running in the 4th spot. Travis Sollenberger, he's still been out there. He's kind of been up there amongst the leaders. He is on the lead lap, but he's running in the 3rd position at the moment. Paul Bojanic had that spin, boy, that knocked him down the order, so now he has to try to play catch-up in that 8th position. But right now, he doesn't have anything in particular that he's really fighting for. Like I said, we already talked about what would happen if Ron Walters didn't show up for the season finale. So Paul Bojanic, he'll just worry about that later. Here comes Jeff Rubin, that's Andy Consuelova's teammate, coming down on pit road. And let's see. Your leader, Paul Smith, making his way down on the pit road. Pitting here on lap 46. And we'll see if Paul gets any tires or anything like that, or just fuel, as he makes his way down to his pit box. And he gets on in there, and let's see what he does. From the looks of it, it looks like he's getting fuel only at the moment. Tires must be holding up pretty good. Who knows? They might, if they do change tires, they may only change one set of tires. You never know. Lap 48 now, and Consuelova is your leader. A lot of drivers are going a lap down, but he still has to pit himself. You see Paul Smith coming out off of pit road. He's 1 lap down, but Consuelova has yet to pit, and so everything will equal out. As long as there's no caution, those other drivers, if there were caution to come out now, a lot of them would get caught a lap down. So Andy Consuelova probably wouldn't mind to see a caution, as long as he's not involved in it. But yeah, I tell you, well-deserved championship in season 3, and he's on the way to earning another well-deserved championship here in season 4. Look at Paul Smith trying to get his lap back. He is on the tail end of the lead lap. Consuelova lets him through. There's no fight there. There's Ron Walters' teammate, and Ron Walters running 2nd and 3rd right behind Andy Consuelova. And all of them are going to have to pit at some point or another. So they're all still on the same pit window here. Paul Bojanic making his way off of pit road. He came in and pitted, so he's good to go. And let's see, his pit stop was, see, what was it? Looked like it was about 21.4 seconds. I wonder if he must have got tires. I'm guessing he got tires. We didn't see while he was in there. But let's see. And now it's Tony Gardner. He's gotten ahead of both him and Ron Walters have gotten ahead of Andy Consuelova. So what's Consuelova planning is he's trying to stretch those tires out a little bit. He let his championship contender get ahead of him. Now that's not going to help Consuelova there, because Gardner's in the lead. That's Ron Walters' teammate. Ron Walters running 2nd position. Consuelova's in that 3rd spot. Now, where is Consuelova's teammate? He's down in the 8th position at the moment. That's Jeff Rubin. He's 1 lap down. When those top 3 pit, a lot of the drivers that are 1 lap down, they should get their lap back. And I don't know how Paul Bojanic ended up 2 laps down. Probably, I don't know. It might have been because of the tire change. He must have changed 4 tires, because it looked like he was on pit road a long time. And there's Consuelova now making his way down pit road. He's coming in, and let's see, his teammate, where's his teammate? His teammate's already been out. He already pitted, so he's not coming in anytime soon. Consuelova down to his pit box. Is he going to get any tires? The fuel, look, oh, he is getting at least right side tires. Let's see how long this pit stop is for Consuelova here. Right side's going on in 11.6 seconds, and he's on his way. I'm thinking maybe Paul Bojanic might have done a 4-tire stop. He was on there quite a while. His was like twice as long. So of course that'll put Andy Consuelova in the 6th position, and we got to wait for things to cycle through. Now he's down to 8th, and he's actually a lap down. Ron Walters making his way down on the pit road. And this, once again, like I said, Ron Walters, I think he is the last the driver to pit that hasn't pitted. His teammate, Tony Gardner, pitted on lap 55. Ron Walters getting right side tires, and he is on his way. 12.4 second stop for the number 99. Paul Smith goes by into that lead position. Jeff Rubin right behind him in the second position. Tony Gardner's a little further back in third. And let's see, Andy Koslover is a couple of cars back in the 5th position. And let's see, Ron Walters, about couple of more to go back past the Rice kids there. Ron Walters is in that 8th spot. So everybody's a little spread out here. Nigel Patterson is right behind them in that 9th position. That could help Paul Bajanic if Ron Walters does not make it here next race. Paul Bajanic, he's in that 19th position, and he did get one of his laps back, but he's kind of out of sequence now with the rest of the field. When he had that spin, it put him so far down the order that when he did pit, and that coupled with, I'm believing that he took 4 tires, because he had like a 21-second pit stop. So he was on pit road twice as long as everybody else. And so that kind of cost him here. Whether or not he can make it to the end or not, maybe do one more stop and maybe try to get back to the lead. We got the majority of the field. Everybody's on the lead lap except for Paul Bajanic. He's 1 lap down, lucky dog position. David Carrillo is 3 laps down. Paul Smith got a little bit of traffic right now that he has to deal with. Oh boy. Paul Smith looking good in that lead position. That's Corey Thomas in the 11 machine. I think that's the 33 there, Kim Jager. And they're duking it out for 17th position there. Corey Thomas trying to get it. Got to be careful not to hit those marbles. They have to run a high line here. But boy, look at the marbles build up on the outside. You don't want to get up there and get into that stuff too much. Paul Smith really taking that low line. It's so tempting here to go low like that. If you can, if you get just enough momentum, you can get by. And looks like he will get past the 11. Oh, looks like the 11 had to check up. Almost got into the back of the 12. Paul continues to lead this race. Tony Gardner, he is a little bit further back. Now, Jeff Rubin's in the 2nd position. He's over 5.5 seconds behind the leader. So that's looking good for Andy Costello, who's currently running in that 4th position. Ron Walters, he remains in the 8th spot. He hasn't, he's actually 4 positions higher than when he started the race, but he's in that top 10. Don't know, it's hard to tell if this is a good track for Walters or not. He, a lot of times he's good at, being really crafty with saving his tires. We've seen that several times in the season. Whether or not he can perform his magic here at IRP, that remains to be seen. But just getting past Ashton Rice into that 7th position. Ashton Rice, she's been doing pretty good herself of late. Has been running a bit stronger. Good to see her. She's in the top 10 there. Kosalova, he's championship leader. He's still kind of parked behind the 30 there. Tony Gardner, that's Ron Walters' teammate in there. Now he's trying to make the move on Gardner, and both Gardner and his own teammate. Careful there, Andy. Don't take out your teammate. That could have some serious implications. And he's trying to get past both of them, and I think he's going to do it. Yes, he does. He squeezes up in front of the 7. trying to hold on now, and the 30 taking a little look down on the inside. Koslova, he's able to hold on. Now in that second position, over 3.5 seconds behind Paul Smith, having a nice battle with the 30 and the 7. He you know, he probably wouldn't mind if the 7 got past him, but he doesn't need that 30 getting past him. And now they both go by him once again. So the 7 is okay, but not that 30. He'd rather have that 30 behind him, because that anything that's something that's going to help Ron Walters, who is not too far behind. Walters now in that 7th position. We saw him get past Ashton Rice, now working on the 13 of Clay Rice. 70 laps in of 175. And great racing going on here. Where's Paul Bojanic at? And Paul Bojanic, he just he's battling with Chris Wiedner for that 16th position. He is on the lead lap, but let's see. Paul Bojanic, he pitted on lap 48. Oh boy, down on the bottom of the 3 wide there as they go through turns 1 and 2. And he manages to get through that cleanly. Wiedner on the high side. Oh man, I thought he was about to get into his right rear, but he managed not to make contact with the 37. Boy, that was close. Paul Bojanic now in that 15th position. Smith continues to lead the gap now under a second, where Tony Gardner is starting to close in on the number 12. And boy, I tell you, I don't know if he just touched the wall. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he is bouncing off the wall. Oh my goodness, he's in trouble now. Paul Smith then tagged the wall a couple of times. There goes Tony Gardner getting past the 12. Oh, he's about to get beat up. Here comes the 7. Jeff Rubin, that's Andy Kosalova's teammate. Careful there, Paul, and he's tagging that wall. He's got some left front tire damage. David Carrillo goes by. Clay Rice said Paul Smith having some problems here. Don't know if he's killed the tires or what, but see, there's Ron Walters. He's going by. Ron Walters moving into that 5th position. Where is Andy Kosalova? He's right there behind Smith. And I didn't realize I had my chat on. I need to turn that off. So pardon my graphics here for a moment. Need to we're gonna disable that. And let's go to sound, and we'll do that there. There we go. I was doing some driving myself last weekend. And I drive a little bit from time to time. Not nearly as much as I used to. I really enjoy being in the booth here. Okay, Paul Smith coming down on pit road. And, no, there, okay. For a minute there, I thought he blinked out on us. And I don't see him. Where is Paul Smith? There he is. Does he have connection issues or something? There he is. He gets down. Let's see if he uses a faster pair. And, yep, he does. And he is going to get a set of right side tires. Man, he might have been chewing up those right sides. Long pit stop. On his way back out. And I think that's going to put him at least a lap down. Yep, he's 1 lap down now. As the field goes by, there's Paul Bojanic. Where is Paul right now in the standings? He's in 14th position, trying to make his way back up through the field. Oh, we got us a caution, and it is Jeff Rubin, and he is stationary on the field. So let's go ahead and let's go back to Jeff Rubin here. Let's run that back so we can see what happened here. And I think it might have been Ron Walters. We'll slow it down. There he is, and there's Walters coming into the picture, and he goes by. Not sure what happened. He didn't make contact with him, and for some reason, Jeff Rubin, what happened to the number 7. He just kind of came to a halt lot of activity on pit road. Travis Sollenberger currently, no, he's not the lead. I take that back. It's Tony Gardner. He stayed out. But who's on pit road? Sollenberger on pit road, Clay Rice on pit road, Terrell Rice, Nigel Patterson, Andy Kosilova, he's on pit road. Ron Walters, they're on pit road. They're both getting tires. And you see Paul Bajanic just coming down to his pit box. Bajanic, let's see, is he getting tires? He might have just got fuel. He's probably taking advantage of this, trying to see if he can not take too much time on pit road. That was only a 7.8 second stop for Bajanic, trying not to lose too much time. And man, this is the first caution. Is this the first caution we've had in a couple of races? I believe that. But everybody can take a little bit of a breather here. Tony Gardner, he'll be leading them back to the green flag. Ashton Rice is in that second position. And she's followed by the 16 there, Chris Page, and number 2, Eric Howard. And that's one of our extra drivers. You know, we have some substitutes in, like, to make sure we have a 20-car field. So he's in there. He's taking some points off of somebody. Hugh Tran, she's not doing bad at all. Good to see her up there. She's in the top 5 at the moment. And now, a lot of these drivers, all these drivers we're looking at have not pitted, but only once. So that goes all the way down to Kim Jager, and then Travis Sollenberger. He stopped twice. So I'm thinking maybe another, who knows, 10, 20 laps or so might be coming in. There's Jeff Rubin making his way off of pit road. Let's see, where are our drivers we want to keep an eye on? Ron Walters, he's in that 13th position. Paul Bajanic right there behind him. And Andy Koslova's back there. So they're all kind of bunched together there. Paul Smith is not too far behind. Pace cars on pit road, about to get the green flag. Here we go.
Green flag.
Restart on lap 84. Tony Gardner, that's Ron Walters' teammate, right where Ron Walters needs him to be. Walters down in that 12th spot at the moment. Ron's cheering on his teammate. Chris Page, he's one of those drivers we said that had only pitted once. Green flag pit stop for the 16. And we'll probably see more of these drivers in the, I'd say about the top 7 or in the top 10, I would say. Eventually start making their way down. Paul Bajanic, he's running 11th. Let's see. Corey Thomas is coming in. That moves Paul up to the 10th spot. And I still see several drivers. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See about 7 drivers that are ahead of Paul that have yet to pit. They've only pitted once. So they're really out of sequence with the rest of the field that's pitted at least the second time, like around lap 80. That's when a lot of folks came in. So it's kind of just a matter of time now. Everybody has to kind of hold station here for a little bit. Ron Walters right behind them. Andy Kosilova, you see he's right there in front of Nigel Patterson. Paul Smith a little bit further back. There's the 7 of Jeff Rubin. He is in the 19th position. Looks like, Jeff Rubin is 3 laps down. And boy, he is 3 laps down in 19th position. I don't even know how many points that is. That's so far out of the top 10. That's not going to help Andy Kosilova. That, like I was saying, here comes, there's Ashton Rice, some more of these drivers that I'm telling you that's going to be having to stop soon. See Chris Riedner making his way down as well. That's going to elevate Paul Bajanic up to the 4th position. And some folks behind him moving up. Ron Walters, he now in the 9th spot. Where's Andy Kosilova? He's a little bit further back in that 11th position. I see the 45 Trans. She's making her way down onto pit road. Paul Bajanic now in the podium spot, now in the 3rd place position. Paul, he can pretty much just go out and enjoy racing for the rest of the season. This race and the season finale, he's just trying to get a win. And No pressure to try to really get second place or the championship. Just go out there and do the best he can. His teammate, not too bad. He's in that 7th. He's battling with Paul Smith now, just fell to the 8th position. So how about it? Nigel Patterson running in that top 10. There's Ron Walters. That's the guy that Paul Bajanic would be trying to catch if he can. He's 150 points behind Walters. He would need to do everything he can, but well, I tell you, Ron Walters running 9th and his teammate Tony Gardner is leading the race. That's going to make it really hard. That's why we pretty much awarded the 3rd place to Paul Bajanic. And I think it may be a little bit to overcome, especially if Ron and his teammate are having a good night, which at this point, knock on wood, it seems that they are indeed having a good night. Or Janik in that 2nd position, 2.5 seconds between him and Tony Gardner. There's Gardner up in front of him. I tell you, Paul, he is gunning for that win, folks. Make no mistake about it. He is definitely trying to get up there. Paul Smith had some problems with a little bit of damage earlier on. I don't know if his tires gave up on him as well. Oh, and he gets into the 2. He kind of drifted up there into the 2. Careful there, Paul. He's running in the 4th position at the moment. He does clear the 2, so now he's in the 4th spot. Now trying to get past the 13 of Clay Rice, trying to go low. I don't know if he's taking a lot of low lines through there. I don't know if that's chewing up that right front or what, but I kind of imagine it would be. I mean, you see Andy Kosalova down there too. I don't know how often he's going down there. They're actually in that bottom groove all the way through the turn. It's kind of easy to put your car there, but it just seems to me that you're scrubbing off a little bit too much speed. I mean, if you have enough momentum, you might can shoot past another driver. But you see right there, he has to tuck up behind the 2 once again. So, and it's very tempting to just, because a lot of times it's kind of easy to dive down on the inside like that. But it doesn't always work out the way you want it to. Travis Sollenberger, that is. Oh, Kosalova tagged the wall. Boy, I tell you, they're pushing hard. We're on lap 98 of 175, and Ron Walters is right behind him, folks. And what have I said about Ron Walters? He tries to take it easy on those tires. Sometimes, even if you're not the fastest, if you can take care of your stuff and make it last longer, it can pay dividends at the end of the race. So he is definitely not out of this. We still, let's see. Tony Gardner, he's only pitted once, so he will have to pit. Now, that'll be unfortunate for Ron Walters because he'll go at least a lap down. And let's see. He just got past Eric Howard, and he's gonna have to pit as well. So that'll put him out of cycle with the lead lap cars. But Ron Walters doing everything he can now to kind of just stay in touch. Howard got back in front of him again. It looked like we got about half the field, 1 lap down. The 17 there, Brian Rainville, he's on the tail end of the lead lap. And everybody after him, the 12th on down, is at least 1 lap down or more. Tony Gardner, boy, he has not pitted since lap 55. And he's been out there all this time. Paul Bajanic in that 2nd position. He pitted on lap 80. Paul Smith pitted on lap 81. Kosalova also pitted on lap 80. And let's see, Ron Walters, he pitted on lap 80. So these guys, they're only about a lap difference. So they're pretty much in the same tire window, but it also kind of depends on how well they can take care of their stuff, how far can they push their tires. And, you know, I think we were talking to, Paul Bajanic last week, and he had got a warning saying he's about to blow his right front. Paul Bajanic will push that sucker right to the very end, especially if it's something like 3 or 5 laps to go. Warning or no warning, he has nothing to lose now. Might as well just roll the dice and go for it, because that track position can be so valuable in these races. Now lap 104 of 175. Tony Gardner, he continues to lead the race. And right now things are kind of cruising along, so we'll take a quick break here from our sponsors. You're watching the Unmuted Mufflers 175 here on Rice Motorsports TV.
At North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. And just as the field comes around turn number 4, the sunshine peeks through, helping warm things here. Bill Elliott leads him down. Benny Parsons on the outside. The green flag flies, and the first Union 400 Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead, and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Oh, here we go. It's just about to go away. They bump coming out of turn 4. Earnhardt gets the lead. We had just heard from our spotters that Neil Bonnett. Is on his last lap. This will be his 24th career win. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro.
Okay, folks, we're back. We're lap 111 of 175. Paul Bajanic now in that third position. We saw during the commercial break there, Paul Smith battling with him. He got that second position. And I tell you, Paul Smith, right now, he is in a very good position to really challenge for the win here tonight. This could be his first win of the season. Tony Gardner, boy, he has been out there since lap 55. He's got to pit at some point. Paul Smith now trying to get past the 30. You would think those tires are gone on the 30 machine. Paul Smith trying to get past. Tony Gardner putting up a heck of a fight. And Smith does end up, careful. Is he clear? Yes, he is. And Paul Smith, he kind of moves it. Boy, he's driving the wheels off that thing. He gets into that lead position. He's probably wondering, man, when is that 30 car going to pit? I'm kind of wondering too, how in the world can he go that? Man, he's been let's take a look at that. We got to look. Let's move this thing out so we can look at the pit strategy here. See if we can see what Tony Gardner so far, he's done 58 laps on this stint here, and he did 55 on the first stint. So boy, he went really long for sure. But right now, Paul Smith, he's in the catbird seat right now. Andy Kosilova running in that second position, just about 1.5 seconds behind Smith. Now let's see. Smith pitted on lap 81, Kosilova pitted on lap 80. So technically, Paul Smith has tires that are 1 lap fresher, but it just depends on how well both of these drivers can manage them. And we've seen both of them have a few taps off the wall here and there. So it'll be interesting if they end up battling at the end of the race. How about Paul Bajanic? He's a little bit further back in that 3rd position. He also pitted on lap 80 with Andy Kosilova. And boy, Ron Walters is right there in the 4th spot. And I tell you, these guys are right there. I mean, you just see how these points can be so close. These guys, they prove week in and week out why they're up there battling for the championship. Paul Smith probably would be up there himself if he had better luck. And there's Nigel Patterson. That's Paul Bajanic's teammate making his way down pit road. Tony Gardner has fallen back to that 10th position. He still has, I'll take it back. He did pit. He pitted on lap 114. And in case y'all didn't see it in the description, there's a link to live timing and scoring, so you can see all the lap times and when drivers pitted and all this good stuff if you take a look at that. But yeah, Tony Gardner now in that 9th position, 1 lap down. He is in that lucky dog position, though. So he pitted. So by him pitting on lap 114, boy, he'll probably take this to the checkered flag here for sure. Jeff Rubin making his way down pit road. Andy Kosilova's teammate. He's already last place. I think he was 2 or 3 laps down. So this is probably going to solidify his last place finish. Andy Kosilova doesn't quite need that. That's not, I don't think he saw any scenario where his teammate would end up dead last. And he hasn't been in any accidents or anything. He stopped on track. That's what brought out that caution. Have no idea what happened to him. I think it was either Ron Walters or Paul Smith that went past him. Did not make any contact with the 7 that we saw. And he just ground to a halt on the track. He might have lost a lap even before the caution came out. Not exactly sure. There's Paul Smith right behind him. Going to put him another lap down. He's showing 4 laps down at the moment. So Jeff Rubin, Andy Kosilova's teammate, pretty much locked in on that last place finish, whatever last place points will be. That's coming his way. Paul Bajanic trying to lock on him. There he is. Paul Bajanic coming down pit road. Green flag pit stop for the number 3. And curious to see whether or not he's just going to get fuel and try to round it out to the end, or is he going to get tires? And here we go. Let's see what Paul does. I think he might have used a faster pair. We know it looks like he's getting at least right side tires. And let's see if he goes for a full set, or is he just going to do 2? And yep, he is getting a full set of tires. He is going to have this thing. He's going to try to make a final push. Kosilova's also coming down pit road. So Bajanic on his way out. He is in 18th position now. I think he'll be at least 1 lap down. Oh, he's 2 laps down. Kosilova is in his pit box, and he is in the, let's see, right side's going on for him. Let's see if he gets 4 tires as well. And he could end up 2 laps down as well. And just right side's only for the number 93 as he makes his way back off of pit road. Paul Bajanic dropped way down the order with that full tire stop down to 18th. Kosilova is in the 7th position. They're only 1 lap down, while Bajanic is 2 laps down. So the difference in strategy there, you can see the difference. They weren't too far behind each other, but Kosilova definitely came out on top as far as that's concerned. Paul Smith, he's 5.3 seconds ahead of Ron Walters. Walters racing along there. They both, now Smith pitted on lap 81. Walters pitted on lap 80. Travis Sollenberger, Harold Rothery's teammate, pitting from 3rd place. He's been having a solid race all race long. He's probably going to lose a lap or 2 on this green flag pit stop, but he has really done well. It's a shame Harold couldn't be here. We knew that he was going to most likely miss the rest of the season just because of scheduling, but it looked like he got fuel only, so he's on his way out. And 11.3 second stop there for Sollenberger, and he's on his way. Here comes your leader, Paul Smith. It'll be interesting to see what he does. Is he going to get right sides only, or is he going to get a full set of tires? It'll be interesting to see what he does. It'll be interesting to see what Ron Walters does. Let's see, get him down to his pit box, and he stops right on the money there. Does he get any tire? Yep, right side's going on. Let's see what he does here. Kosalova's pit stop was 10.8 seconds. And he did a 12.6. Getting those right sides only for the number 12. Ron Walters now. Him and Brian Rainbow are the only two cars on the lead lap. We're on lap 132 of 175. Everybody's going to be, except for Rainville, is one lap down. Now the question will be, does Ron Walters, does he need to get tires or does he need to get fuel? Now he pitted on lap 80. And let's see, I think, I want to say Kosalova pitted on lap 80. Either him and Paul, all the guys that were up front pitted either lap 80 or 81. And, yeah. Right now, Ron Walters up 11 positions from where he started the race. And he is out front and looking good right now, just kind of cruising right along. You got to wonder what his fuel is looking like. He may only, if he only has to stop for fuel, now he pitted on lap 80. Man, can he nurse? I don't know. I don't think he can nurse those tires all the way to the checkered flag. I'm thinking he's going to have to change right side tires. But if he has the fuel where he can go later in the race, like maybe 20 to go, and then pit, he'll have those fresh right side tires to try to battle with Paul Smith and Kosalova. But I tell you, this is not over, folks. And you see him right now, Chris Wiedner in front of him. That's a lap car, and he's trying to work his way past that 37. He's not pressing the issue too hard. I think he's definitely trying to take care of those tires. Like we've talked about that before. He is a tire whisperer. Not going to fight, but so hard. The tires may be feeling good for him. And who knows? It could be more of a fuel thing for Ron Walters. You never know. But so far, so good. Paul Smith, he's in that third position, one lap down. If and when Ron Walters pits, Paul will move up. He'll get that lap back, both him and Kosalova. I see Brian Rainville. He's coming down on pit road. And that only leaves Ron Walters. We're on lap 138 now. So that leaves only Ron Walters. And the last time he pitted was on lap 80. So Ron Walters, who knows? He could be getting close to his winner. He's down on the inside. I think he's coming in, folks. Yep, here he comes. Ron Walters relinquishing the lead, making his way down pit road. Let's look and see what he's going to do here. Boy, is it going to be fuel only? Is it going to be right side tires? I'm going to guess right side tires. Let's see what he does here. As he gets down to his pit box, gets stopped right on the money, and let's see. Is he putting in? He's getting the right sides. At least he's getting the right side tires. I think it's going to be rights only. Let's see. Yeah, and it is. 12.5 seconds. Not a bad stop. Ron Walters, he's in that second position. Paul Smith has already gone past. The gap now about both him and Kosalova have gone through. Well, that 40 of 75. So about 35 laps to go. Tony Gardner, that's Ron Walters' teammate. Boy, he's right there in the podium position. Ron Walters, he came out, he has only lost 4 positions in that 5th spot. Boy, I tell you, Andy Kosalova's running second. His teammate is dead last. Jeff Rubens is in 20th position, 3 laps down. Ron Walters is running fifth. His teammate is running third. That's going to help him close up some points. And I tell you, it'll be heartbreak for Walters if he can't make next week's race. Because I mean, if he gets in the shouting distance of grabbing this championship, there's no telling what could happen next week, and that's going to be a big one too. Super long race, and man, I tell you, Ron Walters got those right side tires. He might get a little bit more aggressive now. Careful there, Ron. Get clear of that 67. And I think now he is definitely on a mission to try to run down Paul Smith and Andy Kosalova. He'll definitely want to be careful with his teammate, Tony Gardner, who's running in that third position. Sure, he would love to pass him and catch Paul Smith and Andy Kosalova for the race win. But right now, for the championship, the big picture, he cannot afford to have a problem with his teammate. His teammate is in too good of a position. Considering where Andy Kosalova's teammate is, I hope Ron is looking at that as well. And he is just, he's in a good spot right now. And this is almost close to one of the scenarios, like the scenario I was talking about, say if him and Tony Gardner finished 1-2 and Andy Kosalova finished right behind him. Well, if he were to get past Kosalova, which at the moment he's got some work to do to get up there and get him. We're on lap 146 of 175. But Tony Gardner is still a little ways off from the 93 car. But him and Ron Walters, they're teammates, and they're just chugging right along here. This could end up being his best case scenario for the race here tonight. His teammates on the podium, P3, and he got a P4. If that's the best he can do, or if by chance, it doesn't matter. If he passes, oh, careful there, Ron, getting into the wall. If he passes his teammate, fine. They would still get the same points. I don't know if his teammate has a bonus point coming for no incidents. I haven't seen him touch the wall. I've seen the other drivers touch the wall a few times, so they probably got some incident points. So they probably won't get that bonus point for an incident-free race. But his teammate, Ron Walters, his teammate, Tony Gardner, just made. He seemed like he's been pretty clean out there all race long. Let's see where Andy Kosalova is. He's 5.3 seconds behind Paul Smith. Paul Smith, he is gunning for that win. And it's 26 laps to go, folks. And, man, like I said, boy, this could be the night for Paul Smith. And he's running in first place. And he's got a little bit of traffic, not much, only a couple of cars ahead of him. If he's going to pass these guys, he just has to be smart with it. The lead is kind of right there, and the win is right there, and he doesn't want to throw that away. So he really has to just he's got a good pad between him and Kosalova. 25 laps is still a good hunk of laps to go, but still. Let's see how he does here with these lap cars. He's coming up on them here. Trying to make his way past the number 2 there, Howard. And looks like he will clear him. Chris Page would be the next car. Trying to clear this traffic and take care of that right front tire. Don't want it to give up on him at the final stages of the race. Getting a little closer now to the 16 of Chris Page. These battles are not for position. He just needs to get clear of them. He'll have a little breathing room for a while before he catches the next car, which would be David Carrillo, that white car up ahead. As he's down on the ends, he's not quite close enough to make the pass there, though. You can tell that he's taking more care with trying to get past these lap cars, not to mess anything up. Boy, I tell you, he can taste that victory now, folks. and trying to make his way past the 16. He might get it this time around. Yes, he will. He clears the 16. So now that'll give him a little free air there with 21 laps remaining. Kosilova, where is he at? Over, he's a good little ways back there. Kosilova is. He's a good straightaway behind Paul Smith. He's just coming out of turn 2. Smith is in 3 and 4. So yeah, the gap is 6 seconds right now. Kosilova, he's got traffic to deal with. That's Hugh Tran right there, so he'll be working on her. Tony Gardner's a good little ways back, and Ron Walters is still right there behind his teammate. Now I don't know, he may not be able to get up there and challenge that. Travis Sollenberger, 2.5 seconds behind Walters. So right now, he's not really a threat. 19 laps to go. I think Ron Walters is trying to hold on to this top 4 position. His teammate, Tony Gardner, in that P3 spot, that's going to help him try to close the gap to Andy Kosilova, who right now, his teammate is not helping all that much right now, running dead last. And I can't wait to crunch the numbers after the night's race and see where we end up for the season finale. There's going to be so much to, wow. I mean, with what Paul, let's see. Where's Paul Bajanic? Where is Paul? He is in the 10th position. He is 1 lap down. Ironically, his teammates right in front of him. They're running 9th and 10th. So right now for Paul, I guess, that's probably as good as it's going to get at the moment. And it doesn't look like he'll be in a position to challenge for a win tonight or a podium or anything like that. But I'm sure he's happy to see his teammate finally up there kind of with a similar pace as him, at least, even if they're not at the front. But it has a somewhat similar pace, though. He is closing the ground on Patterson quickly here. And I think he's going to scoot on past him here in turns 3 and 4. And he just barely squeezes past as we start lap 161, 15 laps to go. Paul Smith up the front, the gap 6.3 seconds. I think it's been that for a while now. And he's got his traffic is definitely manageable. Nice big gaps between each car if he catches up to them, and he can just manage those gaps, manage that traffic. Kosilova got a nice cushion behind him. His fight definitely is not with Paul Smith tonight, and he's ahead of Ron Walters, who actually is just getting past his teammate Tony Gardner. So Ron Walters getting onto the podium. How about this? It's Paul Smith, Andy Kosilova, Ron Walters on the podium at the moment. Paul Bajanic, he remains, I started to say he remains at 9th. He's trying to take that 8th spot from Eric Howard. He is moving up to the 8th position. His teammate's still down in 10th. But Paul Bajanic is on the move, trying to get every point he can. You would think, you keep wanting to say that the 3rd place position, well, it is locked up for him, but is 2nd place truly out of the cards? I don't know. It depends on whether or not this guy right here, Ron Walters, can make the final race or not. I tell you, if he gets up here, if he were to get up there and catch Kosilova and pass him, boy, I tell you, that would be painful if he can't make the final race, because he would definitely be, I think he would be in a shot, because this is kind of a bad scenario for Andy Kosilova with the way his teammate is running dead last, and Ron Walters and his teammate running in the top 5. And other than him winning the race, it's not going to get much better than that. So 9 laps to go. You can see with him there. There's Kosilova. He's a good turn ahead of Walters, so he may be pretty solid with the gap there. Paul Smith, he's managing to hold. Boy, he's really maintaining that 6-second gap, just about to make it 7. I get a heart attack every time he goes to pass somebody, but right now, the 12 car just seems to be on rails. Those tires are holding up at the moment, and hoping he can get to that checkered flag. Boy, this would be his first race win of the season. And I'm sure he knows that he just has to, he's got a good gap. He just has to hit his marks and just take his time getting past these cars. If he has the momentum or the pace to get past them, not fight them too much. The more you fight them, the more you take life you take out of your tires. And so far, those tires are hanging on, not to make it 6 laps as he crosses the stripe. Trying to stay nice and clear of the 98 there, Terrell Rice. Somebody's on pit road. That's Eric Howard's Tune Machine. So Paul Smith not fighting too hard. He does get clear of the 98, Terrell Rice. So yeah, Paul Smith, and now there's still more traffic ahead of him. But oh, look at this, folks. Tony Gardner. That's Ron Walters' teammate. He is coming into pit, well, with only 5 laps to go. Now, that's not going to help Ron Walters catch Andy Kosalova at all. They'll probably lose a lap. He'll lose some positions as well. And he's already down to 7th. I guess the question will be is how long is he going to be on pit road? I mean, that wasn't, well, that was just a splash of fuel and go. Was at 5.3 seconds. And he's on his way. Right now, he's still in 9th. Let's see if he can hold on to a 10th position. Now, he is 10th. Brian Rainville just took it from him. That's the car right in front of him there. Well, Chris Wiedner is, and then that 17 car up ahead. That would be the position that Tony Gardner is racing for, but he manages to hold on to a top 10 position. 3 laps to go for Paul Smith. Kosalova still now 8 seconds behind, so... And Smith, he's got a 1-second gap between him and Ashton Rice. Nothing to have to, no need to fight super hard for that at all. He's got this win in the bag. He's just got to bring it to the checkered flag here. Coming around now, he is going to get the white flag this time around. White flag is in the air. One more lap for Paul Smith. Boy, I tell you, it's taken him 9 races. It's taken him 2 or 3 seasons and 9 races, but it looks like he is finally going to do it, folks. Checkered flag is in the air. It is going to be in the air for Paul Smith. He is going to take his first win tonight here at IRP. And congratulations for Paul Smith getting it done here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. And I know, boy, he is one happy camper here, folks. Paul Smith coming down, and you know he is ready to celebrate. Absolutely. And does he have fuel to celebrate? It looked like he just parked it right there, folks, and Paul Bajanic comes up there, gives him a little congratulatory bump. He might be out of fuel, folks. Kosalova, I think Kosalova is pushing him along, and I guess Paul did run out of fuel. But hey, that's what it took for him to get to that race win there. Then so be it. Let's go ahead and position him around. Oh, now is he trying to move? I guess he's oh, he's going to do some donuts. Okay, I thought he was going to actually be out of fuel. I guess I'm not sure what he's doing. Backing it into the wall. And there he goes. He has some fuel left for some donuts. Congratulations to Paul Smith. Let him do a little celebrating there. And see where he ends up parking it here. And Paul, the first time that he's won, he's not sure. Okay, what's the procedure? Where do I go? Is there a victory lane? He probably could just park it there if he wants to. And he went ahead and left the track. Let's run it back here a little bit and see if we can get him there. And let's go ahead and get him up on victory lane here. Let's get the guys up here. Where's Paul at? We'll move him up there. And Andy Kosalova and Ron Walters, 1, 2, 3, and we'll hop on down there with them. Okay, folks, we're down here with your top three: Paul Smith, Andy Kosalova, and Ron Walters. Paul Smith, boy, I tell you, it's taken you all season long, but you finally made it, man. Congratulations on that win here tonight at IRP. Yeah, yeah. I tell you, man, how was the race out there tonight?
It was good. I got some practice in, and I know I wouldn't have problems with traffic. So the line I ran just helped me with that. I didn't really have to race side by side. I could get by guys quickly, and use my tires up a little bit there, and I caught a lucky break with that caution. But I just was able to drive straight back to the front again. So something about this track just suits me.
10-4, man. I tell you, that is awesome, man. Anybody want to give a shout out to you?
Just my Super Bowl win at Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And my wife, who I will be celebrating 10 years of marriage with this week.
All right, congratulations.
For taking care of the kids so I can come down here and race with y'all.
10-4, man. Well, man, great to see you on that podium, man. Like I told the audience, man, you've been paying your dues for a while now, and good to see you on that top step, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, Andy, you got a copy?
Hey, man, how you doing, Tony?
Man, I tell you, and I tell you, you're going to have to go have a little talk with your teammate, man. He's acting up. I don't know. He ended up dead last, man. Come on.
I saw that. I'm not very happy about that. I got, tonight and next week to try to lock down the championship here, and Ron's guy, I think, was running right in the top 5 somewhere. So
yeah, he's 10th because he had a late pit stop and did manage to hold on to a top 10 finish. But I mean, so
Ron probably gained some on me today.
Yeah, he gained a little bit.
Paul Smith on his win there, man. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
For that for a little while.
Yeah.
So, actually, coming up this year, I've known him for 20 years. So
that's cool.
But, I don't mind running second to him once in a while.
It'd be good to it's like as long as it don't cost you the championship, you can deal with it.
Yeah, right. No, he had us covered tonight, so there's nothing I could do to even try to get that win tonight. So he had for sure. He was good.
You didn't have any tire warnings like blowing a right front or anything, did you?
I didn't. I know that they were pretty damn low down to in their 20s, in the 20% on the right front.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of each run. So yeah, they were definitely getting down there, but no warnings or anything. It was definitely not handling nice by the end of the runs, that's for sure.
Wow. Yeah, I saw you tap the wall there a few times, but you still managed to hang on though, man. I tell you, and old Ron right behind you too.
Yep, he just called you old Ron.
Well, congratulations on the P2 there, Andy. We'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, Tony.
Hey, Ron, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Tony.
Man, you're doing everything you can, man, to try to get up there. And man, I know your teammate. He was doing good up until the last few laps. I guess he had to pit to get that fuel. Couldn't make it to the end, but
I guess, yeah, it was just the last seems like 6 or 7 laps. I was battling him for 3rd place.
Yeah, and
then now he's back a lap down. So
yeah, but I tell you,
good.
Yeah, we'll see how we crunch the numbers tonight and see where you guys end up for the final race. And like I said earlier, it didn't help Andy at all that his teammate finished dead last. So that he could have done without that. But I
guess there's still at least a mathematical chance there for the last race, and that'll make it interesting.
Well, see, but now it's kind of all up to what you're able to do. You kind of think you'll be here next week. It could be up in the air a little bit, and I think
It could be, yeah.
so. But either way, man, I tell you, you've had a heck of a season, man, and that's good to see you guys battling, taking this, having the potential to take this right down to the final race of the season. That's awesome.
Yep. Yes, it'll be good, man. And I'm glad Andy brought Paul Smith along too. He's been a good competitor with us. Appreciate that.
10-4, man. I can't wait for next season. You know, we're running the trucks. We're bringing the trucks back next season. And, boy, let me tell you, in season 2, Paul Bajanic, dude won 7 races. So, and I'm sure he has, huh?
Paul's got 7 races this season.
No, I'm talking about he won 7 races in the trucks back in season 2.
Oh yes,
and
yes.
and we are bringing that. We're going back to the trucks next season. So who knows? Paul Bajanic might be licking his chops for season 5. So we'll have to see what happens and stuff. And I'm sure Andy gonna be practicing some stuff and coaching up his whatever teammate he has too. Like we gonna have to be on point next season.
Yeah, they may have Harold come back too. I think he likes to race those trucks too. So.
Oh yeah, well hopefully his schedule can work out, so we'll see what happens. But
Yes,
but congratulations again, guys. Again, the great racing as always, man. I was surprised we actually had a caution tonight. That was something. I wasn't expecting that. But I'm sure you guys didn't mind having a little moment to catch your breath. But congratulations to all you guys, and we will see you all next week.
I wish
Huh?
I was wishing we had a longer run on that last pit stop.
Uh-huh.
I think I was preserving my tires a little better than the other guys.
I was
kind of run them down on that second run.
right. I was
The way
talking.
pit stops worked out. We had a kind of only like a 30-lap run on new tires. So
Yeah, I was
that
talking.
wasn't enough for them to
Yep.
wear them out.
I was talking to the audience about that. I was like, I had the funny feeling that the way you were going, it just seemed like you were kind of like, yeah, Ron, he's the tire whisperer here. He's trying to make this thing. He's stretching this thing out here, and but yeah, and look, the next week, the season finale, nice big long race for you. So I don't know. I can't wait to get there. Hope you can make it, and we'll see what happens. But congratulations, you guys again, and we will see you next week.
All right, thank you, Tony.
Okay,
Thanks,
so,
Tony.
all right, see you
Appreciate
again.
guys.
All right, guys, see you now.
Thanks, Tony.
And, okay, folks, that'll do it. And boy, I tell you, man, I tell you, it is just so exciting to watch this league race. And man, I tell you, it just you just never know what's going to happen. But let me go ahead and let's bring up the final results here of the race here. Get those up on the screen. How about Paul Smith, first race win of the season? Andy Costello second, and Ron Walters in that 3rd position, rounding out the podium. Paul Bajanic, he rallied back to get that 7th position, and so now we're going to crunch some numbers and we're going to see what happens. And I tell you, next week it's going to be time to roll out the season finale. It's going to be the season 4 finale of the Wildcat Welding 200. And you're not going to want to miss that, folks. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell so you'll know every time we go live. So for all of us here on Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you a pleasant evening.